Okay. I'm gonna have a late start today, but I'm gonna... Okay, there we go. Hello, everyone.
Oh wow, Heidi Ho, frienderinos.
How you doing, Rad?
I'm doing okay.
How you doing, Ultra? Yeah, this was a late start today. Yeah. So today I'm gonna start a new witch design, probably my final one for the seasonal witches that I've been doing, the fourth one. I'm so scatterbrained right now. Yeah, I've been scatterbrained. I've been busy today and yesterday. Did a lot of grocery shopping and I did my taxes. So woot, that is done.
Yeah, excuse me, sorry.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna start. How has everyone been today? Or yesterday, or whatever? Been in general.
Fine, I guess.
Woot.
Oh,
Just gonna rename this Spring Witch. So today I'm not gonna be doing a whole bunch of drawing. Today's just mainly a brainstorm session since I'm literally just drawing this coming up with this design idea right on the spot.
fine.
So it's gonna be like a gradual process. Hopefully it will not take 4 streams compared to the last piece I worked on, because I uploaded my Owl House videos, and there's a lot of videos. And I'm kind of like going stir crazy, just going like, oh my god, there's like so much videos here. Like I didn't realize like it took me like 4 days of streams to get this done, but oh well.
Getting more work on that done, which is nice.
Hmm.
Oh, there, this one.
Okay, I'm gonna change the level settings because okay, so I think the voice chat is now louder than the music.
Again, sorry. Yeah.
Okay,
It's the next game.
so I'm just doing some last minute tweaking.
I'm surprised. I'm more than surprised. I'm surprised that.
Yeah, like literally 15 minutes ago, I was just about to sit down and eat dinner, so today was a busy day. It's like, as I was eating, I was going like, oh shit, I have a stream today. What the hell?
Okay, I'm back.
Yay.
The moment you started talking, I had to do a thing.
Yay, things are done. Woot.
Okay.
Like,
I can maybe ping Colt quick, see if he wants to stop by. He has nothing going on.
Do it.
Well, I
Remind
think
him that it's Tuesday, too.
I think he said he would try me. I'm pretty sure he said he could try me. Fine. All the time, Warren.
Yeah, do your thing.
I just use the at here thing.
But yeah, just I've been busy for the last couple weeks. I kind of fallen behind on a lot of things. I mostly just because of work. Work and Bungie had the just the what's the utter lack of concern to put out the Witch Queen now. So now I have to play that instead of doing productive things.
Well,
But
welcome to all the people who have been look at the
What?
aggressively hooked on that shit.
What is that, Elden Ring?
Yeah.
no,
Well,
I
no,
haven't played Elden Ring. I hear it's
no,
good.
just say
but,
for example. No, I'm just saying for example. It's like
Oh, okay.
play Elden. For example, like one. Like for me, I just started playing Mario. Just bought Mario 8, but that's because DLC is coming out about a week and a half. So
I've never played a From Software game, and people like Elden Ring enough that I considered maybe getting that one. But there's a guy on YouTube that whose opinion I mostly respect, who, at least in terms of like the story and the lore, was very disappointed with it, which is kind of shocking to me because most of the story and the world building was done by George R.R. Martin, whomst I like. He did Game of Thrones.
oh, for Elden Ring, I mean, if you're coming from like Dark Souls or something like that, I can understand.
I mean, I don't know enough about it to say for sure, but like he described, it's like, oh, what is this Disneyland bullshit? It's like, wow, really? Okay. I don't know. I hear it's good.
Yeah.
That is the only negative opinion I've ever heard of that game. For the most part, everyone seems to love it. But what's been occupying my time when I'm not attempting to do something productive or being at work is I have been playing the new Destiny expansion, which has so far been very good.
Nice.
If you're not playing Destiny, now's a good time. Go now that the Witch Queen is out. It's very good.
Well, here is your genuine Radriveter seal of endorsement now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know.
So I missed what we're up to. What are we up to today?
I'm starting a new witch design. It's the final seasonal witch I'm going to do for spring. And I don't have an idea of what I want to make for her. So like I'm just brainstorming ideas mainly today.
Shut up.
I see.
Yeah, I did have a thought of possibly, because like spring kind of represents like rebirth and new life and all this stuff. I was thinking of making my witch design. Her weapon of choice would probably be like a scythe, maybe, because like Grim Reaper,
Sure.
kind of like more a death-oriented design, kind of like to tilt the thing on its head. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, this is just me spitballing here. If we're going for like a sort of seasonal thing, a scythe could be more associated with like fall in some sense.
Right.
Because unless you said that and I just missed it. but you know what was a scythe designed for? It's designed for harvest, when you harvest in the fall. So
Right. No, because I was thinking more of like the Grim Reaper kind of thing, because like the Grim Reaper has like a scythe. And I was thinking of making like her design. Yes. Yeah.
But why does the Grim Reaper have a scythe? Because the Grim Reaper is harvesting souls.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yes. That's just the way I think about it. But yeah.
Because like spring kind of represents like new life and stuff, like flowers blooming, kind of rainy, kind of that kind of aesthetic. And I was thinking of like flipping it on its head for this witch design to just kind of like make her weapon a scythe. And I was thinking of also like maybe making like her chest design, like her corset, kind of like in the shape of like a skull, maybe as well. Or like a hidden skull that you could kind of like see, like, is that a skull? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah, I hear. I see what you're saying.
And kind of throw those
an interesting idea.
Yeah, those subtle aspects of like death and the very the definition of like spring, which is like life and rebirth and stuff like that.
An interesting way you could perhaps build on that, this just came to me.
Yeah.
If we want to incorporate these like sort of death motifs into it, if we're talking about sort of like rebirth and the sort of like the arrival of new life, you could perhaps do a sort of not just like the death motif, but also sort of like a flora kind of motif. So not just like a skull, but like a skull with like flowers growing out of it, right? So it's
Yeah.
like new
Yes.
life coming out of the And perhaps that was what you were going for already.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm thinking of making like the background setting kind of like a cloudy, rainy, with like the beam of like sunlight kind of poking through. Maybe, yeah. Because I want this to be like
Nice.
spring oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I get it.
So like kind of like that. Like the sunlight is like poking through. It's kind of like a ray of sunshine. Then I would have her. But I do appreciate the feedback and suggestions.
Oh, it's just free association. Whatever sounds good to you, of course.
Yeah, because this is just like a brainstorming session after all. Like I'm not really gonna like do anything yet because again I'm scatterbrained and I'm literally just coming up with this like at the out of my ass, I guess. Because like I've had a busy day today and yesterday.
I don't know how busy I've been today. I really haven't done much today. I slept in real late because today was going to be my day off. But in order for me to make a concert, so like I'm supposed to perform at a concert and also make a dress rehearsal for said concert in a couple weeks, and I forgot to mention it to my boss. And in order to make sure I didn't have to be at work when I needed to be there, I kind of had to make a deal with my boss and another coworker, and so part of that deal was I had to go in tonight where I otherwise would not have. So basically, I've just been working after sleeping in until about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's all I've really done today.
Okay, gotcha.
And I have to be in there tomorrow, so I gotta be up at 5 a.m. tomorrow for work as well, so I'm probably gonna be here for like another hour or so, then I need to go to bed.
That's fine, that's all good.
So that's another reason why I need to get out of this job. It's just not great for my sleep schedule. Makes it harder for me to get stuff done in a good way. Oh. Can you all hear me okay? Is my internet being weird?
You sound kind of loud, but you sound good.
But you're fine.
Interesting.
Yes.
I'm saying, how long was that? Things in this game still make me laugh, I swear. Team Defense 4-2.
Okay, so I did a basic sketch of like her corset, like her top design, and I'm kind of going like with something like this. Like if you could like take a look at it, because it kind of resembles like a skull.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
I can envision it.
Okay.
Build another one here. More me.
I'm trying to think what kind of witchy weapons I could implement. The top of my list is a scythe. Yeah. Because I did use a bow, I did use a staff, and the one for summer is kind of like a mace kind of thing.
Okay. I'm trying to think of anything particularly more interesting that I can come up with. I don't see anything wrong with a scythe. Let's see. Is there anything more thematic? Funny enough, well, again, this depending on how you think about it. A bow could have been well, no, not really. I was thinking a bow could have been good for spring because it's about it would have been about sort of new life and whatnot. But arguably, again, if we're going for like a seasonal theming,
Yeah.
the a bow could have been ideal for winter because
I did
how do
use
people survive in the winter?
my winter design has a bow.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, I did that
So,
already.
how does one survive in the winter? Yeah, with hunting. Yeah. So
Let's see. I'm just searching on Google right now for a spring aesthetic.
yeah, the only other thing that's coming to mind, which is perhaps not as interesting, is like, oh, well, what about like a hoe? It's like, well, that's another gardening implement, so probably not, and not as intimidating.
Oh, this is cool. So I found a phone wallpaper background. Kind of has like the overall vibe that I want. It's a forest with like a ray of sunshine coming down, surrounded by a flowery field, and that's kind of perfect. So that's probably going to be the background.
All right.
All right, so that part is done. That was fast. Okay. Okay, so flowery field in the background and foreground. We want a ray, like some clouds and kind of rainy. I'm also thinking the character for the spring witch could probably be like motherly, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I'm gonna do for this one.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
Another thing I'm kind of glad about is I think I finally found music that won't DMCA strike my ass. Because I noticed like all the other videos I uploaded got copyright struck. Despite the description themselves saying that these are copyright friendly. And I'm like, my ass. Why did I get struck down with that?
The algorithms are always screwy like that. They I don't know if this is the reason why, but sometimes people will just copyright strike things and it's like a scam, and they collect the ad revenue until like Google gets around to actually doing something about it, and a lot of times they don't because there's like no one to actually do anything, like no one to actually review whether or not the claim makes sense or not. They just kind of give it to them.
But I think in general, it's just like all of social media.
Yeah.
Because like all social media platforms have an algorithm that kind of screws over everyone. Also, I kind of like characters with like long sleeves, so I'm gonna add that as well.
Sounds good. I wonder, is my internet weird? I feel like my internet might be weird right now.
You sound fine. There's no issues.
Yeah.
Not from what I could hear.
Okay.
Dragon Ball Fighters, of course, it's going to be there. Yeah. Of course. Why would it not? Huh?
Hmm.
Why did they even try?
Okay, for this character, I might go more like European kind of centric for this one, because my summer one was more Hispanic kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could potentially, if we're going for spring,
Yeah.
this is something that kind of comes to my mind. Perhaps a sort of I don't know. I didn't see the picture you were talking about when it comes to like your sort of envisioning of the aesthetic. Was it like a flowery meadow type thing?
Let me link it. Okay, I cannot. Okay, can I do that? Okay, yeah. Here we go. So I'm gonna link it in Discord.
Okay. Let's take a look. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, and I'm gonna link it in chat as well. People to kind of have an idea.
A thought that came to my mind when I think of like flowers in spring was sort of like an alpine meadow, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me find what I'm talking about real quick.
While you do that, I'm gonna be right back and check up on my dog.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, we're back.
So I put a picture in the same place.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you're thinking European and you kind of think spring, my
Yeah.
first thought was like what I posted there, which is a meadow in the Alps. So lots of flowers and sunlight
Yes.
and you know, potentially cows. I don't know cows there right now.
Hmm.
So if you're looking for an aesthetic in terms of clothing and whatnot, perhaps something like that, something Swiss or Alpine in some
Mm-hmm.
way.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh, it's Fuzon.
Oh, hey Fuzon. Welcome. Alrighty. Yeah, that's generally the vibe that I'm gonna go with this one.
Hmm.
That was it.
Huh. I can hear you just fine in Discord, but stream is being weird for me.
What's up?
I don't know. Again, it might just be my internet for whatever reason. Who knows?
Okay. Cause everything is in the green. Looks fun.
Yeah, I think it's me.
Yeah.
Like it's strange. For the most part, I hear you just fine, but yeah, stream is being weird.
Also, that corgi is really adorable. Also, why is the chat box not showing up on stream? That's weird. Let's see. Huh. That is weird. I'm gonna have to like go back and look into that. Oh well. Today has been kind of a mess. Just trying to set up stream and do all this and eat and everything.
Yeah, I still haven't eaten.
Yeah, I guess the
I need to do
internet's
that at
been
some
weird
point.
today.
I can hear just.
Oh, she could wear a flower crown. That'll work.
Oh, I'm having a thought.
What?
You ever see Midsummer?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay, I'm gonna post another picture here.
Okay.
Let's see. So I'm not gonna spoil what happens in the movie
Yep,
because
that's
I do
fine.
want people to see the movie.
Mhm.
It's a good movie. It is a spooky movie. It's a horror movie, but come on, come on. Internet, what is going on? Okay, maybe it's. Okay. So, in Discord, I will put an image of the titular character, not titular, the main character, as she is adorned in some ceremonial garb.
Okay, let us see. Oh, okay.
Now, the holiday that this movie is sort of riffing on, Midsummer, it is a real holiday. It happens in summer though, but has a lot of the same themes that you're going for. Like back in like the pagan days, it was all about like life and rebirth and all that stuff. Nowadays, it's just like if you live in Sweden, it is a good opportunity to go outside and get drunk, but and take the day off. But this is some of the apparel and sort of iconography that are lots of flowers and vines and greenery and all that stuff. Another potential idea here is this is the poster for the movie, which has another sort of version of this. She also looks very upset. But
Yeah.
that's because bad and scary things happen in the movie.
Yeah, I can kind of guesstimate.
At some point, without spoiling too much, the reason why she has all those flowers on is because she is made the May Queen. So May is kind of spring related, and that's what they call it. But at some point, she's in this wacky outfit where I don't even think she can move, just head to toe, like covered in a pile of flowers. It's kind of amusing. So yeah, some potential inspiration there for you.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, I think I got the more or less like the bare bones, bare bones idea of what her outfit's gonna be. Cause like she will have long sleeves with kind of like floral patterns on them,
Mm-hmm.
and then I kind of want the main focus to be on her like her corset, kind of like in the shape of a skull. So I don't want like everything else to kind of like overpower what she's wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm kind of thinking like what kind of spring like colors would kind of blend well with this.
Uh, stream is being weird. I can't see it up to date. Are you imagining like the this sort of being a more black or a more sort of like bleached bone kind of color? A lot of the scully parts.
I would say maybe like the darkest colors on the outfit would probably be around her corset, like the skull, quote unquotes. Like everything else
Okay.
can be like spring like colors. I'm trying to remember like what colors kind of constitute spring, like greens, pinks,
Well,
maybe.
yeah, yeah. If we're thinking like more of a kind of inspiring from like floral, green
Hmm.
definitely. That's an easy one. Uh, pink and yellow definitely. Maybe some blue. I tend to think of blue as a little bit more of a summery color.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but definitely pink and yellow for
Yeah,
sure.
because the previous witch, there was a lot of blue in that picture. I don't want to repeat that.
Hmm? Oh, midsummer. That's how it's pronounced. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean they spell it the way that like they say it in Sweden. So
Oh. That makes even more sense.
I know a guy in a I know a guy from Finland. He's like from the Swedishy part of Finland, so they celebrate midsummer,
Hmm.
um, like as a real holiday, and it was kind of amusing because I watched that movie with him, and like the entire time, like we're all watching, it's like wow, it's like we're really getting to learn about your culture.
Hmm.
All this like horrible murder and like shit is going on. So oh, on top of green, pink, and yellow, white is also a possibility in terms of like if you're thinking of floral colors.
Okay, I wrote it down.
See that?
Okay, so I think I'm gonna make her hair like mid-length, shoulder blonde hair.
Yeah, certainly if we're going for a more like Central Western European. I mentioned
Hmm.
like Alpine,
Yes, yes,
Swiss,
yes.
Germanic. Yeah, all that checks out.
Okay, witches hats now.
Oh, someone died.
Ultra, no. He'll be back. Okay, when in doubt, use Pinterest.
Yep. Yep.
I'm amazed at what a valuable resource Pinterest is.
Is that like it's like an image site, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, like if you search for one thing, it'll have like several other things related to the thing you're searching for. It's probably like more useful to find. So you can like come up with like an inspiration and ideas like really, really quickly.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure if I did art and stuff, I would probably be more familiar with it. But
Yeah.
excuse me if you hear some rustling. That is me opening up a bag with some cheese in it. And I am eating.
It's fine. Welcome back, Ultra.
Yeah, I was just telling so that my overlay was in the game would be weird. I can't see the voice chat. Maybe we can start Discord, but whatever, it's not a deal.
Yeah, apparently Discord is kind of like, it's been having a tough day today.
Yes, I know.
So now that I'm looking at this character,
Yeah.
one time, a thought occurs to me
Mm-hmm.
as far as our coloring decisions go.
Yeah.
If we wanted to make it more evocative of like some of the midsummer type stuff I shared,
Yeah.
the primary color for like the dress and stuff would probably be white. But if we wanted to do a little bit more, if we were married to the green, I feel like you might have to pick between green and white as the primary color, potentially. That's what makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like all of them together might be a little too much, but if like we have white as the primary color with all the pinks and the pinks, the blues, maybe a little bit of green as accents, that could work. Or conversely, it'd be green with the whites, pinks, and yellows as the accents. If anything I said there makes sense in terms of visualizing it.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe using the white and green as kind of like a gradient for like the sleeves and maybe the dress, and also kind of using the yellow and pink as the floral design. Perhaps, okay. Yeah.
Because again, drawing off of like the midsummer example I provided there, is kind of the first thing I said with white being primary and all the other colors being secondary, where it's like you have the floral, you have the floral colors, the pink, white, and yellow, but then also the green is sort of almost like it's also sort of like an accent in the sense that it's sort of like the stems and leaves and stuff, but the primary color is the white, and all the color is all the other colors are sort of accents. That's the way that pans out. But going with a more green sort of foundation is certainly doable. I just think it'll be a little different. I think it could definitely invoke a little bit more of like a, what's the word I'm looking for? natural kind of vibe, perhaps.
Yeah.
Because like if you went more heavy on the green, it would you could interpret that as sort of like a meadow. You could also interpret it as you kind of foresty as well. To be a little bit less explicitly relating to kind of the alpine kind of a meadow sort of aesthetic and like clothing that I've been talking about as of late. So yeah, lots of ways you could go with that. You said you were thinking of having more of like a gradient.
Yeah, for the sleeves, and like start white and then go to like the end of the sleeves to kind of be more of a green color, and then
I see.
the yellow floral designs can just be at the ends of the sleeves. Okay. So far, I do have something that I'm kind of pleased with, but I still want to do like some tweaks here and there. Okay, so maybe it would just have her like reaching out, and her hand is kind of like growing flowers as well.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah. But yeah, so far we are coming up with some good stuff right now. I am pleased.
Keep having to refresh the stream for whatever reason. It doesn't like me. Maybe Twitch hates me, not Discord.
Might be a combination of like internet issues and Twitch probably.
Yeah.
Because I'm still in the green. There hasn't been like any dropped frames whatsoever.
I hit that head.
I probably should not make this pose because it kind of looks similar to the fall design. Probably just something else. Okay. Doggone it, Twitch. Indeed. Also, there's kind of a Kingdom Hearts vibe to with this character and her aesthetic, like with the flowers and like the scythe. And there's one of the characters, one of the villains, uses a scythe, and he's kind of like rose and flower oriented too.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely unfamiliar with Kingdom Hearts.
Yep. Oh, I know what I could do. I can do like a combination of a scythe and a staff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm looking at Discord. I think it's my internet for whatever reason, unfortunately.
Rip internet.
Okay. I can now actually see the progress you've made. Yeah, I see what you're doing here.
Woot. Okay. What you do with the bottom now? Like the bottom dress.
Remind me, were you imagining the gradient being like from peripheral to center, white to green or green to white?
I probably don't want to do white to green with the bottom dress part. Yeah.
Because you could actually, yeah, now that I think about it, yeah, that would make more sense. So yeah, potentially something that comes to my mind would be maybe some sort of sort of at the bottom of the dress, definitely have the color be more green and it sort of transitions to white. But like how that happens could be done a couple different ways. Like it could just be just a straight kind of color gradient, or one idea that comes to my mind is maybe have like a sort of pattern at the bottom of the dress that's sort of like a frill that's sort of like evocative of like vines or like ivies or some sort of a or like a pasture, like a grass and flowers and whatnot, something like that.
Oh, let me see. I'm sorry. There was one character that came to mind when I'm kind of doing this Mirabelle from Encanto.
Yeah, I see.
Which, by the way, is a really good movie, and everyone should watch that movie.
Did I talk about that with you? I don't remember. I did see Encanto. I saw it.
Woot. Yes. You did not talk to me about it. Yeah.
To watch. Huh?
I did see it. I liked it.
Yeah.
I was actually trying to pin down. It's just me thinking about it. I never looked into it afterwards. Like where does that movie take place? Because it could be Mexico, but it looks pretty tropical, right? So I guess that could be southern Mexico. So
oh
like
my god.
first
Yeah, kind of the place kind of escapes me, but it's definitely somewhere within that vicinity.
Yeah. So I was just trying to think like, is this Mexico or is this like under Mexico? Is this like Honduras or
Yeah, it's within.
Panama or something?
Yeah, it's centered around there. Please don't grill me for my short-term memory, but
Mhm.
That doesn't mean anything, Max. Okay. That doesn't.
'cause I know that Moana is like Polynesian.
Yeah. I think it's specifically trying to be Hawaiian, but there's a lot of overlap between
Yeah,
Polynesian myths and whatnot. Like I believe, I don't remember the name of the girl who they got to be Moana, but I believe she is Hawaiian. But
mm-hmm.
like Dwayne the Rock Johnson is not Hawaiian; he's Samoan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like her Mirabelle's dress is kind of similar to what I have in mind.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
Like I don't want to direct copy it, but Fuzon
Yeah,
says
yeah.
Encanto is a Colombian influence. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm?
Colombia. Okay, so yeah, farther south.
yeah.
Makes
That was
sense.
it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because
hmm
they do.
Simon, I think it's on. Might have been on Netflix. Also.
Moana is on Disney Plus.
Well, yeah, I know, but when I saw it, it probably was on Netflix before Disney Plus.
Oh,
Before
okay.
Disney Plus existed,
Right, right.
because there are still a few. There's still a few Marvel. There's still a little bit of Marvel stuff on Netflix.
Yeah.
I at least heard that all the Marvel live action shows that were on Netflix were going to Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Those who want to speak for those who like to. Never really caught my interest.
Yeah.
I remember watching it. That you will. Quite a bit of time ago. For the 2017 reboot. Headshot.
That's the scratch work. So I think I'm gonna go with this for now until I get a little bit more ideas. But overall, this is the general design that I want.
Okay. I see it.
Now I need to work on the pose. Because the initial pose I had in mind kind of looks similar to the autumn variant. And I don't want to like repeat it. So again, posing my #1 enemy, along with backgrounds and everything else in art that I have to do. So back to Pinterest.
Oh shit. Is that making noise?
I didn't hear anything.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. Those references. Oh yeah, this is Pinterest. I have like a lot of shit saved up in my gallery. Cause like when you browse Pinterest, you tend to like to save a lot of shit that you don't even realize.
Yeah.
You create like lots of folders, and you're just like, oh, send this to there, and all this stuff. And before you know it, you have like a whole bunch of folders that have like tons of pictures in there for reference that I don't really use until right now.
I believe it.
Yeah. Oh wow, I saved a lot of poses. Okay, let's see. Like I don't want her doing like an actiony kind of pose, but just more like a, I don't know, assertive, confident, motherly kind of pose, whatever that entails. And again, I've said this before in other streams, but this is probably like the most boring part of the whole thing. So, part of me, like if I'm not drawing directly on anything right now, I'm just referencing and browsing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the exciting stuff happens like after I have an idea finally down, and I'm just doing the overall sketch layer and the line art and the coloring. Like that's when the fun stuff happens.
If you want to have your pudding, you gotta finish your meat.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is the boring stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
I got another sniper rifle.
Fun.
A surprise. The sniper rifles just working here.
I will say after this, I will be doing emotes next.
Ooh,
Yeah.
exciting.
Mm-hmm. Would you consider emotes to be maybe like portfolio-worthy stuff, like maybe like character expressions?
Oof. I don't know if I'm the right person to ask for that.
Okay, sorry.
Could be. I mean, let's see,
Because I
portfolio.
do want to revamp my portfolio, and one of the things I
I
want to
would
do...
say,
Sorry, continue.
all I would say, the only thing I could think of in terms of like putting together like an artist portfolio, if you think that these they demonstrate like a something people look for, like in terms of like expressions or posing or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, sure, put them in there. But emotes they're sort of meant to be kind of simple, right?
Yeah. But generally, I'm
Like,
not gonna just use my emotes for like Twitch. I want to make like stickers of these and stuff for the Discord server as well.
yeah, like I can certainly imagine. I can certainly imagine. Yeah, like stickers being worth putting in there. If like, yeah, if they demonstrate something you think people want to see, then yeah, certainly.
Because like generally, I'm kind of having trouble kind of like equating the emotes compared to like the more professional looking character sheets of like the facial expressions, because they're basically the same thing in my mind. Because like the emotes are expressing emotion, because it's a character and still kind of emoting at the same time, whereas like the character sheets are still the characters like headshots like emoting too. So maybe that would kind of count as something I could put in a portfolio, maybe. So like
I mean, I don't see why not.
yeah, they're kind of similar.
Like, yeah, I mean, if your emote is like, demonstrating your ability with the facial expressions, and it adequately demonstrates how you do that in your style and all that, I can't see why it would be like wrong to put them in there.
Mm-hmm. Because I always put it off too, like I want to do an expression sheet. I should do something for my portfolio. Make like an expression sheet like of each of my characters, and I don't do it. I kind of feel bad. So if I do emotes, it's probably the same thing. So
Yeah,
yeah,
probably.
like I'm doing it for the shits and the memes, and but still, it's still I'm drawing it. I'm still making characters emote. It's probably,
I mean,
yeah.
I definitely don't know what like employers are looking for as far as character sheets and all that. So if you think the stuff you do as emotes would be like if you were to take the emote and you were to slap it in the character sheet, it would be indistinguishable from the fact that it's an emote. It's like, yeah, fucking do it, yeah.
And it's like, oh look, here's my character sheets. What are these for? Your personal work? It's for memes and shit posting mainly.
Yeah. All skills I bring to this company.
Yes.
You'll see a. Nice.
Oh, Colt says, I don't think it could hurt. Hi, Colt. He is in Twitch chat.
Oh, Colt is here.
Yay.
I don't know why he's not in voice chat.
Exactly. Memes, the DNA in our souls. All of the memes. Also, hi Colt, how you doing? With how widely online the world is now, I expect anyone to know what an emote is. Yeah, true. And
you... I didn't know what an emote was until very recently. But I go out of my way sometimes, I think, to not understand, what the kiddos are into.
The youngins.
At least insofar as relates to social media, I've never had much interest in any of that.
Yeah. Those youngins.
I remember remember when I was young.
Me?
Like everyone's like, man, you gotta get on Facebook. Facebook is the best. And I remember I looked at it and it's like I see nothing here that I am interested in. It's like you can stay in contact with all your friends. I can do that already. I just text them.
Call the phone. Yeah,
So-
probably big money to design them professionally too. I could see that. But yes, I was saying, you damn kids and your Wordle and your memes and your shit posting and your flossing and your TikToking.
I like Wordle. I'll keep Wordle. Wordle gives me an opportunity to dunk on people with vocabulary. So I appreciate that.
It's like a word game, isn't it?
It's a word / logic game. Okay.
All right, so something out of my league.
Exactly. What you want to do? So the way it works is that it's only about 5-letter words. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And what you do is you select, like you basically, it's 6 tries to guess the word of the day. And so the way it works is the strategy is you pick a word and then it tells you how many letters you got right, either whether they're in the right spot or whether they're just in the right letter but in the wrong place in the word, right? And you then deductively figure out from the clues you get from the words you put in what the word of the day is, right?
Yeah.
And it's just about, it's not strictly about vocabulary, but if you have a large vocabulary, you're going to have an easier time thinking of words that fit the information you have.
Colt says, so it's lingo?
I guess, is it?
Uh,
I've never played Lingo.
I have not either.
And generally, the mark of you being good at Wordle is like if you get everything within 3 or 4 guesses, that's like a sign that you're good. Because like if you get it in 1 or 2 guesses, usually that means like you just guessed right, you guessed lucky.
Mhm.
But if you guess once or twice and then you're consistently able to get it in the 3rd or 4th turn, that's usually a sign that you are a smart boy and or girl.
Mhm. Colt says, it's been years since that game show aired. So apparently it was a game show.
Yes, I know. That's the right.
Yep.
That's my first. That's my first thought too. It was like, yes, the old game show lingo.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was all like. I think the whole point is that you had to guess like 5-letter words. That much I know.
Yep.
See, Max.
Ooh. What are you drawing there? Is that a book or something?
It's a it's a thumbnail version of this picture.
Oh, I see.
So I'm kind of like planning the pose and stuff, but it's basically called thumbnailing. Okay, not that pose. Because at the very least, I want to show the witch, I want to show the background and the weapon at least. Those are the three things I want in the picture. But I feel like I might have to omit the scythe if I can't make everything fit in here.
Perhaps. I don't know if there's a way you could like put the scythe on her back. Maybe. I don't know.
If anything, I'll just use these 4 characters for like other projects and just redraw them again. Because I do kind of have an idea of what I want these characters to be in like a future like pilot kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of idea are you cooking up there?
So I came up with an idea for a space witch, and I did this concept idea before in the past, but I might add these 4 witches into this idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not gonna make like a comic series or anything, but maybe like a pitch Bible or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I made a pitch Bible already with another concept, a personal work I've been coming up with years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds neat.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking of making these 4 witches kind of like bumbling kind of sidekicks to the main characters.
Sure.
Yeah. Actually, let me link that concept idea. Okay, so where is it? Here it is.
Oh. One moment.
So this was my concept for like a space witch, kind of a comedy kind of thing, kid show.
Okay.
Yay, Colt can join.
Nice.
Woot. Yeah, and like the 4 witches can kind of serve the queen, the second character in the picture. They're like her bumbling associates.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, now I gotta look at it. I see.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm still looking up pose references. Because everything I find, I'm not really satisfied with. Let's see. Motherly pose. Maybe that'll work.
Oh, shoot.
Okay. Hmm.
Actually, this reinforces this side. Take a rotate.
What?
Alright, playing Siege right now.
Oh, okay.
Fuck, it's out. Lead.
Alright, so I am getting something close to what I want, pose-wise. So we are getting there.
Okay, nice.
You know what? I think I might just omit the weapon instead, and just maybe
Okay.
draw like a miniature chibi version of each witch and just draw their weapons.
Sure.
Because at the same time too, I didn't really draw the summer witch's weapon either clearly, because she was just like twirling it behind her.
There's the man in the hour.
Hello, Colt. Welcome.
Yo.
We are brainstorming ideas right now.
Huh?
Nice.
So I am drawing, you probably saw already, the Spring Witch, and I'm probably going to omit her scythe weapon for the big-ass awesome picture.
Yeah. Yeah, because my only thought was similar to what Rad had of, yeah, like putting it behind her like that, but then it might get confusing on what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And I want to
And then-
emphasize the background a lot too, like the cloudy and like the sun ray and all the flowers she's surrounded with.
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry, Scythe.
Fine.
So how you doing, Colt?
I'm alright.
Woot.
Just chilling, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
for joining.
What you been up to today?
Today, I've been eating a lot.
Yeah.
I
Cool.
was really hungry today. I don't know why.
I've been trying to do that less. That's the main thing I'm working
I
on.
have been doing that less. I think that's why I was so hungry today.
Oh yeah. What did you eat?
It's a bunch of random leftovers. Things my parents made over the last, like, 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
Woot. Progress,
I think
indeed.
they've been enjoying me being here to eat all the leftovers, so they don't have to.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Hmm.
Let's go. Took a lot of damage, but it's fine. Still got her.
Fun. Yeah, this is probably like the most boring part of the drawing, just like coming up with the pose and referencing it. But
Yeah. Well, partially because that's the hardest part to show.
yeah.
Because a lot of it's just thinking.
Mm-hmm. I am not very good at thinking.
That's why we're here, so that together we can all be at least somewhat good at thinking.
Yeah. Nah, I
All
appreciate it.
Combined, we comprise a single functional human being.
Yeah,
Yep.
almost.
Let me try stationary poses.
Yeah, my brain can't even begin to understand trying to pose characters.
Yeah.
I've been able to do it like 3 times with ponies, and they all end up looking weird at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Practice makes perfect.
Uh-huh.
That was it.
I just feel like I've been practicing for so long, like I'm still not perfect. I still haven't found that perfect blend yet.
Well, they never said when you reach perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, perfect is just a scam anyway, because no one can reach that.
That depends on your definition of perfect.
Yeah.
That might be getting.
The only perfect I know are perfect Pokemon Go IVs.
Uh-huh. Gotta make some kind of joke there.
Yep.
Again? Huh? I gotta get my don't miss.
That's
thing
my
ready.
next segue.
I get my you don't miss thing ready.
Oh.
Don't. Huh? I myself all example, but I keep.
Yeah.
Put a little lower.
Yeah, I think my next stage after this, I'm gonna draw all of the witches as chibified.
Nice.
Yeah.
The chloroplast.
Because who doesn't love miniature chibi things?
Oh man, the kids just love that sort of thing. Let's see. It's a bad roll.
So on their team left anyway now.
Hmm.
I got you again, Ash. Let's go. That's something that didn't take damage. God damn it.
Oh yeah, speaking of art, Rad, I was watching. I think it was one of the newer Game Grumps episodes a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how they have a friend who's an animator who actually worked on Castlevania for Netflix.
I think I vaguely remember this being said.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like, wow.
Hmm.
I loved that show.
It's really good, really impressive animation. I don't want to say they skimped, but I think they changed their method in the last season. I don't know if you noticed that. I think they started relying on 3D models a little bit more.
I mean, a lot of animes do in the end anyway.
But like, I might need to go back and check and make sure that I'm not crazy. But
Hmm.
I
It's
seem to,
possible.
because how to describe it? You never watched The Dragon Prince, did you?
Not much of it.
Okay.
I watched like the last episode, and then I was like, yeah, I need to go back and watch the rest, and then I didn't. Still on my list.
What it tries to do is it tries to sort of imitate a 2D style in a 3D environment.
Yeah.
You can tell all the models are 3D, but because at least in the Dragon Prince, basically the whole environment is 3D, with
Yeah.
maybe some backgrounds being 2D. But they try to sort of imitate the look of a 2D figure. I think what they started doing in the last season of Castlevania, whereas before, certainly in season 1, it was all 2D with maybe a couple 3D things here or there for the sake of ease. I think they started leaning into the 3D more and really tried to hide it.
Well, the
I don't know.
workload was certainly a lot more intense in the. Because remember, the first 2 seasons were like, what, 3 episodes and like 6 episodes or something?
Yeah.
And then the third season's like a lot, like 10 or something.
Yeah, and it's just like, I can't help but think that like they would have whole scenes where the characters, I think, were animated with the 3D models, and they're just trying to hide it in such a way that you couldn't. It wasn't immediately obvious, but the more I looked at it, I thought, I don't think that's a 2D model.
Yeah,
I
don't
think
know.
that's a 3D one.
We'll have to watch it together sometime, see if we can figure it out.
Yeah, and I remember not being as happy with the animation because of it, because like, while that style of animating can work, and I actually think the Dragon Prince is a good example, because like I think it was a little janky at first, because like they're not only just trying to animate it in 3D, they're also trying to like imitate like a kind of somewhat jerky kind of like I don't know what the word for it would be, but it's sort of jerky, almost cut frame kind of 90s anime kind of look, where it's just like
Oh, almost stop motion like.
Vaguely, like a little bit, right? Because yeah, it's like they almost like are tactical about like cutting out frames so that like you can still see the movement, but it's not like fully smooth
Yeah, that
animation.
stuff messes with my head so much. I have a hard time watching things like that.
So they tried that in the Dragon Prince, and in the first season, and it didn't work. And like everyone agreed, it didn't work. Trying to imitate that style, which is, you know, a particular style some people like in 2D and 3D. It just didn't look right at all. And they dropped it by season 2, and they made the animation much more smooth. And for the most part, it turns out really well. But I think, I don't know if it's just the technology or people are still just trying to figure out the style. But, you know, I look at the Dragon Prince and I think, well, if this is all fully animated in 2D, like the way they did a show like, say, Avatar, you know, I can't help but feel that it would look better.
Yeah, maybe.
So like, yeah, I don't know. I think there are some shows that probably do look better in 3D, but if you really put the time and effort to really nice, like smooth 2D animation, I feel like it's still hard to beat with the way the technology is right now.
3D computer animation, you pretty much get the cheat because you just build your model and then you can just move it however you want. You don't have to like draw each individual pose and each individual angle and stuff.
That's true.
Yeah, and I understand that's the benefit of 3D, but like that, and again, I'm not in animation. I don't know how well I can comment on this, but I feel like it has been for a long time and kind of still is the case. And maybe it's less and less so nowadays because like the technology to do 3D animation is getting better and better every year. But it still kind of feels like you sacrifice a little bit of like aesthetic quality to use 3D for the sake of ease. Like, you know, you can pump stuff out faster. And that's not always a bad thing. Like, I'm aware that like holding everyone to the standard of like really good like 2D animation takes a long time. Even if you like use something like a Flash component, like a puppet thing like Toon Boom or Flash or whatever, it still takes a long time. Even though that speed things up over traditional frame by frame animation, but it still seems to be the case that whether you're doing it digitally or analog, I don't know if analog is the right word, but frame by frame animation, when you do it, when you put all the effort in to do it properly, still seems to have the best results in terms of presentation, I think, as far as I can tell.
Oh yeah, I'm sure, because you have complete control in that circumstance.
Yeah,
it just takes forever because you have to.
It just takes forever. Yeah,
you have to go frame by frame, and nowadays frames move a lot faster than they used to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, animation takes a long time to do. Like a general episode of like Family Guy or Avatar generally takes like a year because they gotta outsource that like out of the U.S. To other like animation production places to do like the heavy duty animation, like Korea and stuff.
Yeah, I know that there are studios like in Korea where like the only thing they do is like the head company, whether it's like Fox or Nickelodeon or whatever, they like do some of the frames to like and like to like, you know, get like the bones of the episode, I guess, together. Then they send that in the storyboards, and it's the job of all the studio in Korea to just fill in the gaps and just draw a bunch more frames to fill in the gap. As
the key poses.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy industry to think about.
So yeah, I legitimately hope that 3D animation, like the gap between, at least the gap that I perceive between 3D and 2D, sort of evaporates, because like that would make shit a lot easier. You know, people would be able to get out a lot of really high quality animation a lot faster.
Yeah, but at the same time, 2D is also kind of a valuable art as well, and I want to see more 2D shows.
Same.
Yeah, I definitely don't think like the place for 2D has like gone away at all. Like I don't know enough about the technology to say like, could you make a program that is technically animating in 3D but perfectly imitates the aesthetic of 2D?
I mean,
Could you do
that has been done
I don't know.
before. That has been done
Really?
before. It's called
Really?
South Park.
Really?
That's
Yes.
true. It is. Yeah, it is true.
Current South Park is made in 3D, but it's made to look 2D.
I suppose that's true, but they're I feel like that's sort of a niche case, or not niche, or sort of
Well, it's an
outlier
interesting
case,
one,
isn't
right?
it?
Because the original ones were made.
They're stop motion like
Yeah.
Like paper cut.
cardboard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. They use Maya, a 3D software, to make the current South Park episodes.
So I feel like I see what you're saying, but I feel like that's almost an edge case, you know? I brought up the example of Avatar, right? Like, will there be a time where you could use a 3D program to frame for frame, like make an episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it's identical to what it looks like with the 2D? I don't know. I don't know if you could ever get to a point where you could do that, or if it would make sense to do that. But that's what I wonder. But I don't know enough about the technology
Yeah,
to
I have no
say.
idea.
But until something like that happens, and assuming that would be easier than more traditional 2D animation, it's like, yeah, there's plenty of stuff that ultimately is going to look better in 2D. So
It's one of my favorite animating facts ever. You know the reason why all of the old Hanna-Barbera characters wore like a necktie or a collar or something?
Easier to animate.
Yeah, because it was really hard to animate neck movement, especially back then. So they just gave every character something around their neck so they never had to worry about it.
yeah.
I love it. That's especially why, too, when you see people online who have like their old fan base hounding them, like, why don't you animate anymore? And they're like, because it's hard and it takes a lot of time.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
But at the same time, I don't want 2D to die out completely.
I don't know.
I don't think there's any danger of that for a long time.
I don't think it even ever would.
Hmm.
Like
they'd still be
I'm
doing
posing
things
like
in
a
2D.
pretty long term, like hypothetical. Like, yeah, like I feel like not just like trends in terms of like, you know, what's, you know, aesthetically popular, because like as far as like 3D animation goes, there was a time where like having a cartoon that was 3D just for the sake of it was kind of trendy. You know, think of like Beast Wars. Remember Beast Wars?
Beast Wars was
fuck-
amazing.
That was 3D, and it was like really early 3D animation. You look back at it now, and it's like, man, this is really janky.
It is, but
was-
there's still a certain charm to it.
Yeah, it's like, but
Same.
back then it's like, wow, this is all in 3D, amazing, computers did this.
Well, it's like Toy Story was the first like feature-length CGI movie
Yeah.
that was all
Yeah.
CGI, and they went with toys because toys already looked plasticky and weird,
Hmm.
so it was a
Yeah.
lot less noticeable.
So like, I definitely don't think that like if there's an aesthetic to 3D, because like what are like, because like when I think of like big shows that are entirely or almost entirely animated in 3D nowadays, like at least ones that I've seen would like be like Dragon Prince, fucking Beastars is almost entirely 3D.
Hmm.
I'm sure there are others that are not immediately coming to mind, but I don't think the trend in terms of what aesthetics people are going for is trending that way very much. I think people still, when they can, prefer 2D animation.
Hmm.
So yeah, like the big, wacky hypothetical I'm posing is like, will there be a time where like we have a program and like computers that are powerful enough or whatever to basically just like you could have one program and it would like you could just imitate the look of a 2D a more traditional like 2D show. Like when would that exist and would it ever exist? I don't know. And if it does happen, it probably won't be for a while because I feel like somebody would have done it already if it was possible with current technology.
Well, you also get the shows, right, that like have a lot of different types of animation styles. Like Amazing Roll of Gumball is the biggest example that comes to mind for me.
Mm-hmm.
Where like
Yeah.
every character is a different style, essentially.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those I don't think tend to look too bad. But I also think they got really lucky with the show.
Well, they're visually interesting.
Just the way all the different types of animation interact is interesting to see.
Because yeah, I mean, I know that there are unique challenges to 3D animation. I don't know what they are, but I know that they are there.
Plus, especially in 2D animation, it's more. I hope no one's listening; they'll get mad at me. It's 3D animation's more technical and less artistic, I think.
You think so?
So, like, I don't know, because like every 2D we talk about it's one thing, but like every 2D animator has their own style.
I kind
I
of see where you're
suppose.
going with that. Yeah, I kind of semi agree with that.
I mean, in terms of like, I'm trying to.
Because
in
like
a way, I think you're sort of right. In a way, no, because like,
I think
Um,
I hope you know what I mean. I think.
I do actually, because like if you have like artists like Don Bluth, because like Don Bluth kind of had a specific art style in his movies. Where
yes,
yeah, like I totally get where you're coming from.
I think in the strictest sense that like the techniques of 2D animation were possible in 1936, and it's like. So in that sense, like, do you need to learn a whole new set of like tools and techniques in order to make it work the way you did with like 3D, where a lot of the animating is about like understanding like your tool, that being like the computer and the software. I think that's true. That having a stronger, it's sort of like perhaps an example that sort of takes your idea and takes it a step higher. Like, is being a video game designer an art job or a tech job?
Oh, true. Yeah.
So it's
Fuzon
like
said, "Good old rotoscope."
Yeah.
because like there is undeniably artistic process that goes into designing a game and its looks and bringing the models to life.
hmm
But it involves a huge amount of technical skill to make it happen.
Well, and big companies divide up the work, right?
Yeah.
It's more just the indie developers who have to do it all. I don't know. Video games still confuse me.
Yeah.
I've been watching one get made for years, and I still can't wrap my hand around it at all.
hmm
Yeah.
I think we finished that topic.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't think I have anything else to say. It's like I mean, like, I think about it sometimes because like well, it's because you brought up Castlevania, and like I said, I thought like they switched to using more 3D assets in the last season.
Yeah.
And personally, and again, I never double checked that to see if I was right, if I was crazy or not. But like I'm pretty sure I looked and it was true, because like the more I looked at it, it's like this is clearly different from like season 1, where it's like everything is very clearly 2D. Like the whole idea behind the Castlevania show at first was like we were trying to make like an anime, like it's something that's aping like the style of like a brutal anime from the mid 2000s. But
Yeah.
I just
Well, I've noticed in a lot of animes that I've watched where they will have like the occasional. It's usually not even like a 3D scene. It's more just like the occasional 3D object.
yeah.
And it's usually something that has a lot of movement involved, like a car.
Yeah.
Because I think even Death Note had moments where like the car would be like swapped in with a 3D
Oh
kind
yeah.
of style, and it's like,
And and that's kind of what I mean. It's like, I think what Castlevania did, and I wonder if more shows are going to do this, is they basically did that technique where it's like, because lots of shows do that. It'll be like
you don't miss chat. Let's go. Huh?
It'll be like 90%.
I just killed someone with a grenade.
Nice.
Awesome.
Do you need an alibi or?
Oh my god.
Carry on.
Shit, that was amazing.
I was just saying that like lots of shows will do this where like it's like 90 to like 98% animated in 2D, but then for like a specific scene where like drawing it all out in 2D would be like really particularly expensive and time consuming, they'll use a 3D asset instead, splice it in there, and then go back to normal after that short segment happens. And that's fine. Sometimes it's really noticeable when that happens, sometimes it's not. I think the simpler the object, the less noticeable it is. But I think what Castlevania Season 4 did was they kind of did that, except they did it with like whole characters, right?
Yeah.
And they did it a lot.
Alright.
And I wonder if you're gonna have more shows doing that.
I don't know. It's weird because I was just thinking to go like essentially a tier up. You have like the Marvel movies, which are basically computer-generated movies with the occasional person in them.
Mm-hmm.
Where in this case, the person is like the 3D object, right?
Yeah. Well, I think the Marvel movies are almost in a different category just because like the technology they're using is so much more expensive
Yep.
than your typical animation. Like that's top of the line shit,
Mm-hmm.
That's the Disney money, the big Disney money.
That's Thor didn't want to wear an eye patch, so they CGI'd one into every scene kind of money.
Yeah.
Dark, dirty Disney money.
Have you ever seen the filming of The Mandalorian?
I have not.
So, I did not recognize this until someone told me. Almost none of the scenes in that show are shot on location.
Well, the sets would be too expensive.
The sets would be too expensive, but you look at the show, you would never guess that they weren't shooting on location. Why? Well, it's because they developed for that show a specific technology that kind of lets you. It's not like blue screen or green screen even.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They like generate the environments like as they're shooting the shot, and like the environments are actually behind there, and the actors get to act off of those environments, and then they just like put the environments.
So they essentially build like a dome studio, which is like basically like a green screen, like all over the place in the shape of like a dome, and they could like put like environments on it. Like I've seen that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But like it's not like true green screen, like because like in even you just stick with Star Wars, in the prequels they were acting all through green screens. The actors had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, because green screen you chroma key in later.
Yeah.
As they were shooting, they had the environments like on the screen behind the actors, and so they could act sort of off the environments a little bit easier. And you just they do a little bit of set work to give like the ground like the right look or whatever, and then they shoot the scene, and the way they shoot it, you would never tell that they didn't actually shoot every scene of Tatooine like out in Morocco like they used to. There are a few times where they did have to go to location. But
Yeah.
for the most part, everything, all those environments, like not even as much as you would expect, are like on location scenes. Like which season was it? It might have been from season 2. They were like on that ocean planet, right?
Yes.
It's not like they even like
Mhm.
got a boat and then like went out into the ocean and shot it there. They didn't even have to do that. They just got a background of the ocean and built the set of a boat and they shot it, and you could never tell they didn't do that.
Yeah, that's
Camino.
amazing. I don't think that was Camino in that one, was it?
Nah, it was a different planet. It wasn't Camino.
Oh.
But yeah, it's crazy.
Half the ocean worlds I can think of in Star Wars, I'm pretty sure aren't even canon. So.
I don't know how many there even are. Probably a few.
Yeah, I have no idea what it was. I don't think it was Camino, but now I'm doubting
I
it.
think it
because
was
would've been,
Camino.
Because it would have been a long time later, right?
You said like the ocean
No.
planet, right?
I think it was Mando season 2.
Oh,
It's when they
Mandalorian.
find like, it's when they find like the salamander lady.
Right, where they delivered the eggs. Or,
Yeah,
is that where they're
delivered
delivering it to?
They
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, I have not seen the Mandalorian yet.
They go out on the fucking like
It's a good
space
one.
crab. They go out on like the space crabber boat, and the space crabbers betray him.
Mandalorian actually reminds me a lot of Samurai Jack.
It's got a lot of the same vibes. Yeah.
Book of Boba Fett kind of did too, to the point where I was starting to wonder why they made it a different show.
I like the Book of Boba Fett, but a lot of the decisions they
liked
made in
it.
that show confused me.
Said I really liked it. Michael said it was like terrible and all this stuff. It's like I enjoyed it.
I think Michael would think it's terrible.
The one thing I would have to agree with is there was too much flashbacks.
Yeah, honestly, it's not even the fact that there's so many flashbacks. It's just that when there wasn't a flashback, they needed to like have more happen. That was like important and related to the flashbacks. That was the problem. Is like we'd have the flashback. It's like, okay, how does this relate to what's happening now? It doesn't.
It doesn't. Yeah. Well, and I thought it was really well done because I thought it captured Star Wars crime world really well. Because obviously the Star Wars crime world isn't like real crime worlds, right? It's always been its own kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just thought it was really, really cool.
I think it was pretty neat too. Well, yeah. I don't want to say
Especially-
about the show. We gotta remember. We gotta make sure no spoilers.
It's true. Well, there barely are spoilers for that show.
Yeah.
Nothing really happens.
Some stuff happens. Some stuff happens in the abstract. It's
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I wouldn't spoil those things.
but you know, there are
Things be
I have
happening.
a feeling, and I kind of wouldn't be opposed to it, if they just dropped it and just went back to more Mandalorian.
I think they might, honestly. Well, here's what I think they're doing, and again, I'm going to say this without spoiling the shows. Since you haven't seen a lot of this stuff, right, Annie? And you're playing.
No, I will.
Okay, so I'm willing to bet that what they want to do is they want to basically have all their shows, their Disney Plus shows, sort of share a universe, and like the character from this show will show up in that show, and
Yeah. That reminds me, they just got all of the Netflix Marvel shows,
they did
the originals, which is where they did that too.
Yeah, exactly. They did exactly the same thing in the Marvel shows, where
What are
they
the
had
original Marvel shows again on Netflix?
Daredevil,
Luke Cage,
Oh, okay.
Jessica Jones. Iron Fist, the Defenders. What it's called?
Okay.
Yeah. Because those all shared the same universe, and the characters would pop up in there, and then
Because most of them lived in like the same town.
Yeah. I'm willing to bet that they want to keep Book of Boba Fett around, even though it didn't do as well as The Mandalorian. No, and actually not in terms of ratings. In terms of it actually, like, people watching it actually did quite well, even though most of the critical reviews agreed it wasn't as good.
I watched the whole thing in one day.
Yeah. But
Oh yeah, you said you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I just can't do.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet that they definitely want to introduce more of these shows, and like they'll have Mando show up in Boba's show, and then they're gonna have Boba show up in Mando's show, and once they get the Ahsoka show going, probably Mando will show up in that, and that sort of thing. And
Yeah.
Pretty soon,
a
Jar Jar
while-
Binks will show up in everyone's shows.
You better.
for a while, I know they wanted to make, and I think they've given up on this. That Rangers of the New Republic show.
Mhm.
I think they gave up on it because they were, I think, originally wanting Gina Carano to star in that, and she got
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I don't think they could figure out a way to make it work. You could tell they were trying to make it work. In Mando season 2, they had her pop up, and she was like, things were happening with her, and then like some other characters that have also popped up in other places, like the X-wing pilots, Colt,
Mhm.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They keep on popping up, and
I love those guys.
The Bad Batch.
No,
the
but I can't wait for them to have some involvement in the new.
Bad Batch,
world.
as of yet, is not related to anything that's happening in the live action shows. It's
Oh,
related to
okay.
the Clone Wars and the animated shows for sure. But
But Clone Wars is related to what's happening. Pretty much just because of Ahsoka.
well, Clone Wars and in particular Rebels, stuff that happened in Rebels is pretty relevant. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking that they're doing the Bad Batch to try to bring in another way to tie some more stuff in.
they might. I mean, the question, like, will the Bad Batch people ever like show up in the show? I feel like probably not. I think it'd be really hard to make Tamir Morrison play like 5 different people all at the same time that are like different
Well,
sizes and shit. But
It's pretty much for sure now, right? That all of the clones are dead.
and that's the thing, is like we don't know if the Bad Batch clones are whether they age fast or not.
I know at least one of them is Boba Fett's age.
I mean, or like I think actually they do. I think they do age quickly, so they're probably dead by the time of the Mandalorian. But
Yeah, I mean, I guess a couple of them could make it, but it'd be weird.
they'd be pretty old.
Wasn't one of the characters in Return of the Jedi the rebel people part of one of the clones? I think it was General Rex.
Yeah.
He wasn't in Return of the Jedi, I don't think. No.
They
But he
said he
was-
was.
It is Rex though. 'Cause Rex would be.
I
Because
don't-
Rex was whose?
He
Rex
was.
was a
Was that Anakin's
uh,
commander?
yes, I think so.
yeah. Yeah, he hung out with Anakin a bit, yeah. He was the guy, he was the ARC trooper. He had the 2 pistols.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds right. I think.
I don't, unless I'm missing something, I don't think he was alive by Return of the Jedi. I think he was dead by then.
He might be because he's in Bad Batch.
He was. Apparently, they're saying like one of the people who were part of Han Solo's Endor reconnaissance crew was one of the clones, General Rex, and he did look similar to what the clones did.
Yeah,
He was like old
probably
and
was
white
him,
beard.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone made it, it would probably be him because he's probably the most
I mean,
recognizable from the clone stuff.
that has to be a retcon, since they didn't know who General Rex was
Let me see.
in the
Probably.
80s. But
Because even in the prequels, all we got was Commander Cody.
yeah.
I think I honestly don't know if they named any other clone by name in that entire movie.
Oh, that's interesting.
And he was the one who had the honor of turning on Obi-Wan.
Yeah. I didn't know Obi-Wan was gay.
So I, huh. So I don't know if this was a canon or not, but people have been saying like these two were similar.
I think it's entirely possible they may look the same, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Don't know if
I
they're
mean, I'm sure it's
confirmed.
a retcon, but I still believe it.
Yeah, I kind of want to believe it.
I feel like did like Disney come out and say, "Oh yeah, totally for sure"?
I don't know.
I don't think
Because-
Disney's done that with anything Star Wars so far.
because
Because they have no idea what they're doing.
because you know, Rex was a clone and he aged faster. So like by the time he started looking like with the beard and all that, that was in Rebels. He would have only been like 20, like maybe 30 years old.
Hmm.
Because they age quick. They get to like age 20 something, like basically within like
a couple months.
well, maybe I don't know about a couple months. I think a couple years, but yeah.
Yeah, probably a couple years.
And I don't know if they age normally after that or if they keep on with the accelerated aging. But like every clone at
It would
least
make
has like
sense that they would slow down a little bit, at least,
yeah,
right? To keep them combat age for longer.
yeah.
Hmm. Because clones was like 3 years, right?
Yeah, I know. I don't know how long the Clone Wars lasted.
And Rebels honestly wasn't that long before the original
Rebels,
trilogy.
I believe Rebels takes place 5 years before Episode 4.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because
Yep.
you're like just starting to hear like talks about some huge weapon.
So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Rex could have been alive by then, but he would have been pretty old for a clone.
Hmm.
Now I'm trying to think of all the. Because most of the ones I'm thinking of are in the Bad Batch. So it's like,
Rekka.
Rekka! Echo!
I do think it's funny how it's like they have D. Bradley Baker like trying to imitate Tamira Morrison by kind of doing his new Kiwi kind of accent, but he mostly just kind of sounds like D. Bradley Baker.
Man,
But
D.
then they get
Bradley
this girl.
Baker has got it made with that role when he signed on to do
Yeah,
Clone
it's-
Wars.
Yeah, no joke. It's like it's like the Bad Batch starring D. Bradley Baker as everybody.
Yes.
Yep.
The Bad
But,
Clone Wars, D. Bradley Baker. Yes.
Yep.
But
So then, man, there's two things I know. Two things I know him for. You voice Olmec in Legend of the Hidden Temple,
Yes,
and you voice
yes.
Joe. Huh?
Uh-huh.
That's right. Yeah.
D. Bradley Baker, he is also he is Varix the Loyal in Destiny.
There's a lot of. I noticed a lot of people I've been looking up recently have done voices in Destiny. I don't remember who they are right now, but
Actually, Bungie's been having D. Bradley Baker do a lot of voices. Actually, he's one of those VAs that people just call. It's like, can you do like a weird, creepy voice? He's like, mm-hmm. It's like, okay, do this.
He is like the Frank Welker of our time, we gotta be honest.
True.
yeah. Except, isn't Frank Welker still alive?
Frank Welker is still
Excellent.
alive, yes.
I'm
And
wondering. I want to know what
Joe voices
happens.
Megatron
Yes.
and Soundwave. Huh?
I don't know what's gonna happen to Scooby Doo when he dies.
We I don't know, just
Scooby Doo, as far as I know, has always been Frank Welker.
Yes.
retire.
True.
Just
Well,
retire.
Well, I
the
mean,
character.
not just Scooby-Doo. For me, he was always Fred.
He was the original Fred.
Yes, still is.
Is he? I think that's changed a couple times, depending on the show.
Was he Fred in Mystery Incorporated?
I don't
Yes.
think he was.
Yes.
Yeah, was he?
He was always
Okay,
Fred.
I know.
A lot of the things. I think.
I know he-
Whatever. Even like the 2000s. What is it? What's new Scooby Doo? I think.
Because Don Messick was Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo until he died.
Right? Nah.
Yeah.
Then
Right.
after.
And then got
Never
replaced by
also-
Frank Welker.
Yeah, he started voicing.
Dynamite
who
was Frank Welker too originally.
Mm-hmm.
I look at the guy who voiced Shaggy in one of the live action. I think this was the guy who played Shaggy in one of the live action movies also.
Casey
Or voiced
Kasem.
Shaggy. No, not
Casey
Casey.
Kasem, yeah.
Oh, the guy who played Shaggy.
The live action one, Matthew Lillard.
Yes.
Yeah, that I believe he currently voices Shaggy.
Mhm.
I don't know if he currently does. He did for a very long time.
Oh,
I f-
Colt.
But
I feel
did
like
a little
he-
bit.
I feel like he
And I
left.
think- Yeah,
Oh yeah, that does.
that much I do know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this now, Annie. Looking at the picture you put in Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that now. It's General Rex, who used to be Captain Rex.
Did I ever show you, Colt, the Jello Apocalypse video about who is the best Scooby-Doo character and why it's Fred?
I don't think so. I feel like I remember this.
Yeah, I might need to show you that someday. I know I probably showed it to the folks in Lux server. It's a very amusing video. Jello Apocalypse is a funny guy. He's sort of like in that kind of abridging kind of crowd on YouTube. But he is apparently, and I did not know this, but he just kind of let it fly with that video, like a massive Scooby-Doo fan. Okay?
Yeah, a lot of people are that you never realize.
He has many opinions about Scooby-Doo, and he basically, he hooks you like why the best character is Fred, and he just uses it as an excuse to basically pitch his own idea for the perfect Scooby-Doo show. And
Nice.
it's an hour-long video, and it's actually all really funny. It's really good.
I remember watching. I've seen videos about like what's objectively the scariest Scooby-Doo episode. You know, based on all this,
Mhm.
and most people pretty much exclusively talk about.
Was it
Scooby-Doo Variety.
Zombie Island?
No, actually,
Oh.
I would say.
I
I also
know.
don't believe that was included because I think that's in its own category because it's a made-for-TV movie.
Oh, okay.
It was the what is it called? The Funland one with the robot guy.
Oh yeah.
Because everything about that like touched every box of conventional scariness. Even considering the fact that the villain in that one wasn't even human.
This is a robot.
It couldn't be reasoned with. But it ended up being really cool once he got rebooted. But yeah, it was all like about that. Like it even like part of it was like liminal spaces because they're going into this abandoned theme park that's like still fully operational but abandoned.
I don't understand why people think liminal spaces are scary.
I've only recently started learning about them, and I still don't know why people think they're scary. I guess
It's
well, I started to understand it a little bit the other day because I was playing through some Fallout 4,
Hmm.
and I realized that game is almost entirely about liminal spaces.
It's
it's
supposed
like-
to be spaces that are like evocative of like things that are familiar, but something's like different and off about them. But like,
Exactly. So you go in there, and it's like I just remember a lot of those like random cafes, not even like marked buildings that you can go in,
yeah,
and it's just like the teddy bears sitting there having dinner.
yeah.
And there's like nothing else is happening, and it's like you keep waiting for something to like jump out and scare you, but it doesn't.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
I'm
like,
starting to get it.
Like I've been to like the liminal spaces subreddit, and like I watch a fair amount of analog horror, which has a lot of liminal spaces in it, and
Yeah.
the spaces itself don't scare me. I think they have a sort of aesthetic which can be good. Like I kind of like the whole aesthetic of liminal spaces in that in the context of horror. Because I kind of like the whole idea of contrasting like something that's sort of mundane and familiar with something that's like alien and like bizarre.
Like
That's why
Like a
Marble
haunted
Hornets-
hotel.
Yeah, like that's what made Marble Hornets so fun for me, because the whole bit of that is that like you're in whether it's like a forest or sort of like a more urban environment or it's supposed to be a place. The whole setting of the series is like you're in a place that isn't like inherently threatening, and it's familiar in some way because we've all been in a forest before.
Mm-hmm.
But then like, you know, like there's something about it that's wrong, and in this case, it's, you know,
I think
you see something
that's-
out of place, right?
I think that's kind of how the guy in that Scooby-Doo thing I watched explained it.
Yeah.
Is that you're in a familiar place, but something is off.
But like, I look at a lot of, like the liminal spaces subreddit, and it's just like,
It's just pictures of shopping malls and stuff.
yeah, it's just pictures of like places that are like familiar, but not like obviously real places that you have been.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I kind of understand that, but that in itself isn't scary. It's just kind of an aesthetic you can work with. Like, have you ever seen the back rooms?
I know of them. I'm not.
So
very well.
that's sort of like, a lot of people consider that like a liminal space horror. It's analog horror in a way too. The whole idea of the setting of the back rooms is that it has this, it invokes like this sense of being like in every kind of office environment you've ever been in, but like something about it is just off. And like, I feel like whenever I look at some place talking about liminal spaces, I feel like the part about it being off is not what makes it liminal. It's the
space.
familiarity of it.
The space itself. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, but the back rooms I like more because like the back rooms aren't just liminal in the sense that they radiate this sort of general office environment kind of office environment kind of energy, but like there's more to them that are like distinctly off.
Yeah.
Namely, like the geometry of the place doesn't make sense for being an office, and then like you'll see some weird shit like some black goo or like doors.
Well, that's part of the point of the book Haunting of Hill House. Right?
Yeah,
Is that the house was built just a little bit off.
yeah,
No corner is exactly square, and no floor is exactly level. Right.
yeah, and it's like maybe I'm missing the idea of liminal spaces. Maybe part of the idea is that liminal spaces are supposed to be just a little off. That's not the way I understood it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know either.
Because like,
It's one of those things. It's like when I ask about cryptocurrency. I ask people, and no one has been able to give me a straight answer yet.
because like, yeah,
I'm starting to believe it's literally just the most esoteric stuff in the world.
Well, with a lot of financial stuff, it's meant. What actually happens is it's pretty understandable, but then like they invent a bunch of
Double speak to make it
double-
less understandable.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because I know Schmex is really into liminal spaces. And sends me pictures sometimes of just like parking lots at night. And I don't know if maybe it's just because I have way too much experience in my life of being in parking lots at night. But I don't know, it's not weird to me. And I'm one of the few people who's been in grocery stores when nobody's there, you know? Like, it's not that weird. It's a little weird, not gonna lie, but the weird thing was being in the new Kroger store before the shelves were up. So it was just one big empty room.
Like I just looked up liminal space, and it's the way they're describing it, literally, is a location which is a transition between two other locations or states of being. Typically, these are abandoned and oftentimes empty.
So hallways.
A mall at 4 a.m. or a school hallway during the summer, for example. This makes it feel frozen and slightly unsettling, but also familiar. And it's like, I guess I get that.
So that matches with my description of the Fallout environment.
Yes, it
Where
does.
It's like, you know where you are. It just
But
doesn't
it's
feel
awful.
like there. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would be correct, yes.
It's almost like I was watching some stuff from some of the new ancient material they're still digging up for Legends of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and like seeing some of these old maps without like any of their characters and like actors loaded in is really weird to me. Because it's like, I've never been here with no one else here. But as far as I can think of, in no Zelda game are you ever truly alone.
No, you have to have someone to yell at you to tell you what to do.
Even if it's Sahasrara through the walls.
Alright, unfortunately, I got to go. I gotta get up early tomorrow.
Alright
So
then.
I'll see
It
y'all
was
later.
nice having you.
We'll see you.
Alright, I'll stream tomorrow too.
Okay, should I? I think I should be able to stop by tomorrow.
Woot. Okay.
Alright, see you later.
See ya. Thank you. Bye-bye. Good kid. Alright, we are actually getting somewhere with this.
I keep thinking I have something to do, like, tomorrow, but I never do.
You have a lot of free time.
Well, yeah, it's because I'm that not used to being unemployed. It's always like, oh, I gotta go back to... No, I know I don't. I don't go anywhere.
Okay. Well, during our discussion, I seem to have gotten the overall pose done, and it looks good.
Yeah, it does.
You definitely see the skull in the middle of her. Don't know if I want to change the hairstyle. I'll see. Hairstyles.
This is the one that's supposed to look motherly, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if I change it much, though. I don't know. Oh, and you got the vine embroidery that Rad was talking about earlier. Yeah, I thought that was a good idea too, but I wasn't in a position where I could comment yet.
Yeah, out of the 4 witches, this one is the oldest. I do think I am going, after this one, I'm probably going to make another one, a space witch. Not just seasons, but a space-themed witch. I did a space witch. Yeah, I did a space witch before, but she was a kid, but I want to make one as an adult.
Oh, yeah. Was that the one from the reference thing, or is that a different one?
Yes. Andromeda Nox. She's a space witch, but I want to make an older version.
Yeah.
Portal.
Everyone played it. Thing. For space.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna give her a hook nose just to change things up. Like a bump on the nose.
Oh,
Yeah.
bam, bam. One out back.
You certainly don't want to have boring noses.
Yep.
Although I would love for the critic who that's the only thing they point out. I was like, nope, boring noses. 0 out of 10. It's like, wait, what? Ooh, I do like that.
Yay. I'm kind of regretting making these 11 by 17 because it's so compressed. If if it was like 13 by 19, I would have like more space like on the sides for more stuff. But I might do that. I might convert these to 13 by 19. Shouldn't be too hard, but
like I said, that technical stuff is what I literally know nothing about. So
yeah. What I mean by is because like this is really the canvas size is really kind of thin. I want to expand it on the sides to give her more breathing room.
yeah.
Also, I am open to suggestions for what kind of emotes you guys want, so I could draw them later.
I don't even know where to begin with that.
All right.
Let's see. Trying to think of things that are very us. No. I'll keep in mind, see if anything comes to me.
Okay.
I guess if I started with the emotion, it'd be maybe. Probably. Right?
Hmm?
Because then you think of what thing reminds you of that emotion.
Yeah.
Trevor? Hey. Hey, watch you throw those grenades. Buddy. Oh, you don't miss, baby. Let's go.
Do background now.
I also keep forgetting that I got Discord Nitro, so I can use everyone's emotes in every server.
Nice.
And that's weird, especially because I'm in so many servers. It's too many emotes.
I am honored though that you are spending time with me and us.
Out of exhibition.
Oh, well, yeah, that means I have all the Ponyfest Online ones.
Okay. I might have to make this canvas size 13 by 19 wider. Canvas information, dimensions. Damn it, I can't change it. Okay. Select all. Copy.
Does it let you change it?
I have to probably make a separate thing. Let's try this.
Ugh. Jesus. You're right.
Paste. Okay, there we go.
Suffusing. Next off on the.
Well, it's definitely wider. Okay, that might do. Let's try the canvas information. Okay, so it's definitely 13 by 19.
Okay, so that is inches. I was like, there's no way you mean pixels.
Oh, hell no. No.
That's way too small. I think the smallest thing I've ever done was like 800 by 800 pixels. That's like the thumbnail size, right?
Yeah, more or less. Springwitch 2 and then Springwitch. Yeah, there's definitely room now for stuff.
Room for activities.
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to expand the other three witch designs. That might be tricky, but I should be fine with it. Hmm. Whatever. Damn it, I can't do it though. At least for this one, because I also want to make a time-lapse video of the Switch. And if I go to a new file, the time-lapse won't get recorded, so that might be an issue.
Could you save the time lapse like in its own file somewhere and splice the two together somehow?
Maybe actually. I think that should be fine though, but whatever, it's okay. I'll work with the 11 by 17 and I'll just expand it out to the bigger size later on.
Yeah, that works too.
Because I know that Photoshop has like content aware options. That tool can make
Nice.
can render out the sides of the picture to kind of look to blend pretty well. So you don't really have to do any work on it. Canvas. Horizontal. Overall, her character is done, so I need to start planning the background.
You know what's ironic is I really wish I could say. I mean, I guess I could still get away with it because photoshopping has become like the, you know, kind of like the Kleenex of the picture editing software, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like to Google something.
Yeah.
Because you know what I definitely don't want to put on my resume is the program that I actually know how to use.
What program?
Just GIMP. Sounds like I have a whole different kind of experience.
Oh my god. Well, I think if you you specify what GIMP is in the thing, it
I
should
don't
be
even know what it
fine.
means. I'm pretty sure it's an acronym. Because it's in all caps. But
Yeah.
I could just say photo editing too.
Yep.
But I do use Premiere Pro. So
I am an After Effects person. I've never touched
Yeah.
Premiere Pro ever.
I've never used After Effects.
And surprisingly, I've done some good video editing on Photoshop itself too.
Yeah, I mean, video editing's not hard.
Mm-hmm. It's
Depending
funny.
on what
Yeah.
you're trying to do, right?
It's kind of funny too, because generally you expect to do video editing on After Effects, but whenever I try to upload a video on After Effects, it crashes. But if I upload it on Photoshop, it works perfectly fine.
Well, to be fair, half the time when I try to upload a video on Premiere, it crashes. That's just part of how Adobe works.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people will like do a bunch of edits in After Effects and then like port it back to Premiere,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I don't even have After Effects, I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
And I've never been one who's real big into the meme edits anyway, you know?
Right.
Like, I don't need the screen to change colors and move around. And even if I did want to do that, I could just keyframe that into Premiere.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I do not need this layer anymore. This layer, I think, is done. Off you go.
Is that the Stairway to Heaven?
It's a sun ray in the
That's what I
background.
figured.
Yeah. Oh. Yes, yes, yes. This is for the YouTube thumbnail. Okay. I think I'm done now. Alrighty. I'm probably gonna stop right now just because I think for the majority of this is done, thankfully. Off stream, I will be tweaking this, and when we continue tomorrow, I will start to ink this, but I'll probably do the background next to kind of get the background out of the way. And yeah, hope you all will join me again for tomorrow.
We'll see what I can do.
Awesome. So thank you guys for joining me and accompanying me again today. Ultra, Fuzon, Colt, and Rad. Thank you. Alrighty. And then I will do my my usual promotion spiel. So socials. Follow up on that's weird. The damn stream elements is not doing the auto commands. I don't know what's going on. That's weird. But my links are in the Twitch channel or the YouTube channel as well, if you're watching this later on. So follow up. We will continue tomorrow, Wednesday, on this, and hopefully get the background done by then tomorrow. So I will see you all tomorrow then. So see ya. Thanks all. Have a good night. Bye.